Alrighty.
We need like our own theme song.
You want me to sing?
No, it's okay. I just like no,
Hey.
stop. I like how like you just like I'm not gonna say like take it to hell, right? But like when it comes to certain things, like you just take it like you the definition of if I give you an inch,
You gonna take them off?
you're gonna take a mile.
Got
Cause I
it.
said we
Got
need
it.
a theme song and here it is. You want me to no. I didn't know nobody said that.
I mean, I was just offering. What's that movie? I offer myself as sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, Hunger Games.
Yeah, I offer myself
Yeah,
as
no, it's
sacrifice.
okay. I feel like you do enough for the great space that we
Mm.
have provided that is safe. Uh,
Mm.
so yeah, just if you were to sing, it'll take away
Mm.
from your speaking voice,
Oh,
and
okay.
then mid conversation, you might get the crackies and shakes, and
Mm.
that we don't need that. I think
Right.
it's best if we just preserve your voice.
Right. For
Yeah,
what it's needed for.
for
Got
what it's
it. Got
needed
it.
for.
And you have the specialized way of, speaking bullshit and making it
Gift of gab.
sound
It's
like
called the gift
really,
of gab.
really good. Really good. Like,
I do have the gift of gab. I do.
okay. Okay.
I do have the gift of gab. I was told that. What I remember when I first heard that back in 2017. I had just got out of a relationship. In 2018, I had just got out of a relationship, and I was talking to my uncle when I had moved to San Antonio after I moved from Houston, and we was just chatting. He was like, nephew, you got the gift of gab. You can get whatever you want. You know how to talk. You just got to learn how to talk about something. I swear. That's what he said.
Yeah, I
And I
agree.
was like, damn, that makes sense. So yeah. But I'm just saying, I just want you to preserve your voice.
Okay.
Your voice. You
Well,
know?
thank you for looking out for me.
I'm here for you. This
I
this
appreciate
is
it.
really this is really your podcast. I just gotta make sure like, I just keep you, like grounded and
Humble.
make sure make sure that we keep the main thing as my guy Jay.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Because
Got
sometimes
it.
when you go venture off into many things, you don't have time or the right tools for the job at hand because you just put
hmm
that tool somewhere else.
And let's just jump into this because you're doing a lot right now.
Hey, this is Jose,
I'm Adrienne Devine,
and this
and this is
is
a safe
the safe
space.
space. What's up, man?
Did y'all feel me being safe right there? Because I felt like he
This
was
was a very.
bullshitting
I
me
feel
with
like it
a
was very safe.
blanket. What's a blanket? Like he put a blanket on me and put me down for a nap. Okay, that's
No,
what he
no, no,
did.
no, no, no. That's not what it was. I feel like sometimes. I feel like when it boils down to it, like sometimes we don't understand our strengths and weaknesses, and sometimes other people just understand the strengths and weaknesses in us. So just being someone that you may not understand your own strengths and weaknesses, that's why I'm here to make sure like I just keep your strengths strong, and then
Mm.
your weaknesses. We'll work on that. Just time and place. I don't think it's the right time or place
Uh-huh.
or space for you
Uh-huh.
to utilize that talent.
Got it.
You
Got it.
feel
Thank
me?
you.
I'm
Thank you
here
so
for
much for
you.
looking out for me, Faith.
I'm here for you. I just want you to know through whatever, I'm here for you.
I appreciate it.
I'm here for you.
I appreciate it.
Do you have a drink of the day? Because I don't.
I do not. I'm actually not drinking. I've been trying to fast and diet and pray and do all the things. So I'm not drinking. I actually then had a drink on Friday, and it was a level of intoxication that no one deserved to see. So I'm going back to my not drinking.
For sure. I don't have a drink of the day. I actually just finished my drink, which was the Ocean Spray White Cran Peach.
My drink. That is my drink.
I think that's the best one if we being honest.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
And like the step down to it is regular, just white cranberry. But white cran peach, it takes you
White
there.
Cran
But white
Peach is
cranberry is
like
cool.
I don't think I ever had that one. I just always get the White Cran Peach. I had that back when I was deployed. I first had that when I was deployed. That's all I drink.
Yeah, I
All
love
I
that
drink.
one. And then for some reason, that always gets sold out first. So then I started was like, all right, let me just try this white cranberry. And I'm like, okay.
My bad.
Not bad.
I like the cranberry and peach one too. But they come in. I don't know if they come in the big ones. They come in like the little small ones.
And I never had that one. I've only got like the big ones.
That's pretty decent. Pretty decent, if I should say
And
so.
if you hear like the wind outside, it's because we're in a snowstorm.
Yeah, they're
Tell
actively.
you, we're actively in a
It
snowstorm.
caught itself trying to snow in Texas. I
Mm,
wouldn't say it's snow. It's just really cold. Like it's just ice on the ground. Like you know, like ice turn white. So like it's just ice to me. It's
mm,
not really snow. Um, but yeah, you know the little kids was outside running around and shit.
mm-hmm.
It was cool. It's kind of annoying. They was like hella like
Well,
music and shit. Like it was a party or some shit. But
yeah,
I mean, hey, to each his own. They probably don't never really get snow, so let them ball out, right?
yeah, got it.
How the kids? They went outside.
They are with their dads, so
Oh, so, oh yes, kid free
I
weekend.
don't have to be an outside mom. I don't have to be an outside mom because Avery loves snow. Like very much invested in putting a snowsuit, boots, playing out there for hours. So
Right,
I'm sure if the dad brings him back before it gets dark, he's gonna ask to go outside.
probably. Avery adventurous until it's time to not be adventurous,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Avery's just Avery.
Yeah,
So I
so
got
it's been very cool. It's been very quiet. I've actually been doing homework. So I just put a pause on it to record. That's how much I love you guys. I put a
that's
pause
called
on it to
dedication.
come
Let's
record.
clap it up for Adrian for dedication. Clap it up for you for dedication. We appreciate that. What's this?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. Well, let's get into it. What we talking about today?
So I feel like since this is a safe space, we
Very much
should
safe.
kind to pick up where we kind of already started
Okay.
and talk about how we not create a safe space for our children, but how we kind of cultivate different parenting outside of the way that we were parent, like creating new generations, like
Right.
breaking generational curses. I don't want to keep like expanding on generational curses because I think that's like
Right.
accountability. People overuse it.
Yeah.
But I think that if we stay on, hey, I know some things, like most people say, the way I was parent, I proactively didn't parent my child that way. And then now we have gentle parenting, and your child is out here being a menace to society because of
Right.
it. Like, I feel like some things we can adapt from our parents and grandparents and great grandparents.
Oh,
Now,
for
other things
sure.
we can lay at the wayside. Like, I ain't picking no sticks off the tree to beat my kids. I'm not doing that. I was never beat with a stick off of the tree. I
Shit,
know
I
all
was.
about it. Like I
Yeah.
know all about it, but I wasn't. But I discipline my children. And then when they get to a certain age, because I am raising boys, it changes from I'm not telling them to pull down their pants to get a beating on a butt. Like it changes. The way you discipline changes with age.
I
And
think. I
I
think. Yeah. No, go ahead.
go ahead.
No.
Oh, and I like I'm the type of parent I wouldn't necessarily call it gentle parenting, but I'm not
Mm.
beating my kids and they have no idea why they're getting beaten. I'm not doing that. Like I'm having conversations with them. Now, if it was something extreme where the discipline came before the explanation, then okay. But I'm definitely having conversations like, now can we sit and talk? Like, do you understand what led to this moment?
Right. It
Okay,
goes
what
back to
did
our
you?
last conversation. I mean, our last topic, which is
Yeah,
communication, which is
yeah.
important. It's crazy because prior to us having it, mind you, she just sent me this topic maybe like 5 minutes before we hit record. Um, but I'm very big in not into podcast space, but into podcasts. And I was just watching something. I can't remember who it was or what it was, but I was listening while I was at work driving. And it says, I think we need to get rid of the stigma of breaking the generational curses and just go into providing or creating new generational traditions.
I agree.
I just think that's what it is when it comes to certain things. And then you said something about parenting. We I don't parent how I was, raised, and even down to it. My co-parent being Jetta, she don't parent how I parent, and then even Jeremiah's um, donor of eggs um,
Or
don't
biomom.
don't parent the way I do as well. So I just think, I mean, when it comes to parenting, right? I always tell people this, and I just had this conversation earlier today. There is no rule book of parenting. Everything else has a rule book. When it comes to playing a sport, it's a rule book. When it comes to um, setting up a computer or using an electronic device, it is not necessarily a rule book, but instructions, which is essentially how to do something, which is then rules, depending on however you look to it. I always
Right.
tell people parenting is like a journal. Like the parenting journey is a journal because one, there is no rules. What works for you won't work for me.
Mhm.
And what works for me won't work for you. However that looks like. So I can't say, oh, well, this is what you need to do. No, like it's a journal. Everybody's path is going to be different. Now, like any other thing, two things could be similar, but how you handle the situation is different as well.
Yeah.
You and your kids around me and my kid, like you handle all three of them different than I handle them. Because like I'm not gonna say you're gentle by any means. However, you are like you're at like a 62% when it comes to like me. I'm at
Yeah.
100. So like when I talk, like, all right, we need to do something. We need to get it together. When you talk, they like, oh, she's until it's time for you to get serious.
Yeah, they have to get me to that point. I
Right.
really have conversations with all three of them. Like I sit them down. I want to talk about their feelings. Why are you acting like this? And then once they do something outrageous, like now, come on. And then they know, like when the strict voice comes out, all three of them be
For
done.
sure. See me, I'm like,
You start at
shut
a
the
hundred.
fuck up, and then we'll get to
You
the
start
talking.
at 100.
I'm at
Yep.
100, then I'll bring it down. Right. I'm like health on the game. We start at full, and then we bring it down to figure out. Then we can build it back up. They soft compared to
Yeah.
me. So now my question to you is right. How do you feel as though when it comes to not even just parenting, because I feel like generational curses or like reworking our past uh,
Hmm.
with family just in general, whether it's our ship within our ships, right? Because like we all still that is still a thing, right? You still have these battles or these trials and tribulations in every aspect of life. It's not just parenting. It's not just
Right.
friendships, cousinships, whatever. It's just in every ship of life. So how do you or what do you think is necessary to erase the past stigma and what is the direction that you feel as though I mean, I guess you can't speak for everybody, but like yourself, or
Right.
like your family dynamic, me included, because you could then sit down, we can have a conversation, and what would your advice be, so to say?
So I think one of the things I adapted, so I come from a two-parent home. And I'm not going to say fortunately or unfortunately, both of my parents are ministers. My mother being more active into the church than my father is, but both of them are ministers. I'm a PK. It is what it is. Um, I never pushed church or religion on my children. I felt like that was a walk that they had to choose for themselves. Because us having to go to church constantly, like, and we did all the things. We did Sunday school and Bible school and church and children's church and then practices and dance practice and choir rehearsal. Like we lived at the church. Then in the
I was at
summertime we
church
had
7 days
vacational
a
Bibles.
week.
Exactly. Like we had all the things. So like it was forcefully placed upon us. So I can say as an adult, once I had the choice to not go to church, I was like, I ain't doing that. Like, because we used to
Oh, for
have to go
sure.
out on Saturday, then get up early and make it to church on Sunday. So when I became an
Man.
adult, I'm like, I'm not forcing myself to do that. So also when I became a parent, that wasn't something I forced upon them either. Like my son, I think I said it on a couple other episodes. My son joined the church and I wasn't even there. Like I was all the way in
Oh, I
DC
was
at a
there.
concert.
I was there that
And
day.
like I think you text me, my dad texted me, my mom
Yeah.
texted me, like everybody told me about him, and I never said nothing to him because I was waiting for him to tell me. Because like I love that his walk with God was personal for him. It wasn't something that was forced upon him. So I
Right.
love that for him. Another thing that I don't do that my parents did is the silent treatment.
Mm.
When your parent was like mad at you or something, and instead of them like wholeheartedly discussing it and having a conversation, they gave you the silent treatment. I don't know if that's every household, but like in ours, it definitely was a
Nah,
thing.
for sure.
And I found myself doing it, and like it was Idris who actually snapped me out of it because Avery did something wrong,
Hmm.
and he was calling my name like mom, mom, and Idris was like,
Oh yeah, you
no,
said
Avery.
that's so yeah.
Yeah. He was like, no, Avery, mommy's not going to talk to you because she's mad at you. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. Like, then let's go ahead and stop that. Like, and I'm not going to say these are generational curses, but it's learned behavior.
Yeah.
Like, it was learned behavior. So I learned that when you're upset, you like be silent and take a moment. So now what I do is I'm going to still be silent and take my moment, but I'm going to let them know, hey, I need a second. I'll come and
Right.
have this conversation with you in a second. Because if I communicate right now, then I'm not going to say the right words and it's not going to come out right. And
Right.
now I not only do that in my parenting, but I do that in all my relationships. Like if I communicate with you right now in this moment with this heatedness that I have going on, then I'm not going to communicate the right words. I'm going to be cussing in my frustration. And I don't want any of that to
You're gonna get
evoke
outside
like
of yourself.
yeah,
Outside,
and I don't
yeah.
want no back and forth. Like it don't have to be that. It can be a conversation instead of a dispute.
Right.
So I still take my time, but I communicate about that. Um, and another thing I think I learned again, being coming from a two-parent household and then becoming a single parent was a big learning adjustment because
Hmm.
everything was definitely on me. Like, and my parents do help out. My village helps out. You, Jetta, everybody like helps out in reference to parenting my children when something's going wrong. Like most of the time, like even when we was on vacation and the kids got in trouble, you jumped in, or I jumped in, or Jetta jumped in. Like it was never just a I'm out here parenting by myself. Like y'all had a conversation with Idris when he was acting up. Like
Hmm.
so it definitely takes a village, and I think that was one of the great things that I learned from my parents is that you don't have to parent alone, whether you come from a single parent or a double parent home. Like you don't have to parent alone. Like you curated this family and this village to offer a safe space to your children. Let them also be the ones to come in and help you when needed.
Now that's a fact, and you said something pertaining to it's not necessarily a curse, but it's learned behavior. But essentially, no matter how you roll the dice, like it is a curse, right? Because sometimes, just thinking about it, like curses go downward until that one person will eventually break it, right? And then you can then
Hmm.
go build back up. So, granted, yes, it is learned behavior. It is also a curse because, like, we are like creatures of habit, right? Like, if that's the only way you know, like that's the only way you know. And kind of looking at it, it parenting did essentially get like you know more gentle throughout the years.
Yeah,
Like the way your parents was raised was probably 10 times way harsher than what we was raised because in their mind they thinking I don't want my kid to ever have to go through half of what I went through, right?
right.
Probably just the thought process, but then in terms it's just like you just get fed up. So now it's just like I may not whoop your ass with a frying pan, but I'm gonna beat your ass with a switch.
Yeah.
Like, and then now our generation is I'm not gonna whoop your ass with a switch. I'm gonna just use my hand or whatever the case may be. If you do go that route, um, so I think it is a curse, so to say, because it is a I guess trauma response too, if you want to look at it in that way, because that's just how we were raised, and it just sounds like it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
with every action is a reaction. So you do something bad, what I'm gonna do? Like my action is to whoop your ass, right? But now we can't like that. Like seriously, that's just how like the cycle goes. So like, what is the steps? Like what steps are we taking to like break it? And I feel like in this generation of some people still believe in like beating their kids or whatever the case may be. I feel like sometimes it is necessary, but not for every income, like every little thing. I used to get beat a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Like
You had a mouth on you though, so I
I
can
was,
see it.
yeah, I used to get beat a lot. I'm like, I got beat with everything. Like everything you can name, I got beat with. Like for real. And like I always say this, like I don't think had I would have not gotten beat, I probably would be by far way worse than what I'm like where I'm at now. Like
Yeah,
I,
because
I
they
mean, you
had to
know,
at some point put some fear inside of your heart because you didn't have any.
right? But then it's also like, hey, listen, I'd rather discipline you in the crib than you be outside and have the police come deal with you. I remember my godmom, and I think this was when I ain't gonna say it really clicked, but this is what made me like, because I still was bad as shit. But this is what made me have perspective, and I feel like with everything comes perspective, right? Like
Hmm.
my godmom never beat me. She'd punch me, but like that's if she was just like in a moment, like boy, get your shit together, like right. Nothing like crazy, right? She also was the reason why I stayed or I got out of a lot of trouble because
Hmm.
if I'm in trouble at school, y'all not calling 36. Y'all calling 219 West 35th Street, 764-7395. That lady on the other line gonna cuss y'all out so bad, y'all gonna forget why y'all called. Y'all not gonna want to call her because y'all gotta deal with that. So she, something happened, and I'd be like, I'm going to my godmom's house this weekend, right? Because to them or to my dad, they probably thought it was a punishment because my godmom, she's older. We don't like, I can't have fun, right? Like
Hmm.
you being Jeremiah's godmom, what that looks like compared to me having a godmom is like two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Hmm.
You're going like me telling Jeremiah he going with his godmom. He can expect that he's going to eat good. He's going to have like some kind of fun, and he's going to be with his godbrothers.
Hmm.
Me going to my godmom's house, we running errands all day. Gotta go to her old friend's house and smell mothballs. I gotta go sit and smell like vinegar collard greens all day. Like it was no real fun. So it in terms was a punishment because I had no games over there, no nothing. But it kept me out of trouble. Like that was
Yeah.
like a punishment in itself, but I'd
Yeah.
rather deal with that punishment than to get beat for the whole weekend, right? So my godmom put it into perspective. She said, "Listen, you gonna do all this shit. You can either have me deal with you, or these nothing ass police officers that don't give a fuck about your ass deal with you. Which one is
Yeah.
worse, right?" And at that moment, it's like, all right, let me just bring it down a notch, a little bit, right? And like, just just I think that it's something has to turn and click because to you and your parents and something might have happened to where like you know what I would never if and when I have kids I would never do this to my kid, and I think that's like trying to change the curse, but a part of it is still there because we still revert back to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I feel like it's two sides to every coin. I feel like there is a way that we can like change the narrative and flip the script, but also like to what like degree and or cause, because what actually does like changing or like in this sense creating generational traditions look like compared to the generational curses that we still have that blanket, like it's gonna always be there,
Hmm.
just like the revolution. Like we've been dealing with the same shit for
Revolution must be
hundreds of
coming
years,
on.
but we've been dealing with the same shit for hundreds of years. Has it
Yeah.
gotten better? Yes, but are we still dealing with it like under the table? You know what I'm saying?
And are we diverting back to the systematic racial issues that our ancestors had to deal with? Absolutely.
We and are we? But do we still have those people that can go in and be like, you know what? I'm here for the change. And granted, we do have those people, right? Want like to
Hmm.
go into breaking the generational curses because I think it's just more than just parenting. It's social issues. So, like speaking of the social issues, like we have those people that are like pro-black activists that sit in the
Jasmine Crockett, that is my girl.
right, but that's just one, and she is standing 10 toes down, and
Hmm.
she's ready to go to war with any and everybody. But you see her same counterparts black people, us, that look at her and be like, oh, she's doing too much. Or, people like it, double side, two sides of every coin. People love what she's doing, but people who don't understand don't care for what she's doing. So
Hmm.
will it change? Will something change? I wholeheartedly think it will. But will we be able to see it? I don't think so. But it does
Yeah, and
start with us.
I think that the importance, even in that topic, I want to go back to something you said earlier, but the
Oh,
importance of the topic with politics, especially in this generation, is fully informing yourself. I think
mm-hmm.
people became Democrats because your parents was Democrats. So you became
Right.
Republicans because your parents were Republicans. It's
Right.
not until you actually inform yourself of the systemic issues that's going on right now that you're actually like, oh, I'm putting on a whole armor. I'm getting to know what's down and crap. Like I'm listening to debates and I'm watching the news and things of that nature. Like you have to fully inform yourself of what's going on to make an informed decision. That's one. But I want to go back to when you said that oftentimes when our parents were parenting, they were parenting in trauma. So when we are, it's like a trauma bond, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
when we are attaching ourselves or connected to, my parents may have parented in survival mode. Like I said all the time, like I commend my mother because she was a product of teen parents.
Right.
Um, and she parented in survival mode. My dad was a product of a single parent, so he parented in survival mode, and then they learned their marriage in survival mode. So then
Right.
it's just like not only understanding what they're going through and how they learn how to parent, but learning to parent while you're also learning to heal and mature and grow. That's something that we all need to talk about. And I think that our podcast is more than just like, oh, we be here for the shits and giggles. We definitely be here for the shits and giggles, but it's like we are trying to have the important conversations. So I love that for us.
Absolutely. But I also like it does start with that, right? Because once again, we are
Not people calling
and
you. I thought you put your phone on do not disturb.
no. I was charging my iPad, so I had to give permission to my MacBook, to my desktop to charge it. So that's my stuff is on D&D. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think like even with us, like we're like do we like you said we do have the shits and giggles, right? Because we are
Because
human.
we funny as hell. We are funny. We are
Yeah,
hilarious.
and we're human, right? People can relate to us in every aspect, but also now let's just go and take it up a notch and let's have the conversations that these people aren't having, because then now you'll look at us and be like, damn, I was thinking the same thing. And
Yeah.
now that sparks more conversation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, oh, well, I seen so and so say this, and now you bringing these issues to your friend group. Or you may
Hmm.
not communicate in such a way where it's conducive to who you are and what you want in life. And now you see us and like, and you think like, for men, we were told that, expressing ourselves was weak. But you
Hmm.
see somebody on here and they, like myself, and I go express myself for 30 minutes straight, and you're like, well, he do it, I could do it, right? That's
Yeah.
confidence. And that's also a part of these generational curses or creating new generational traditions to where it's like, bro, you don't have to be like your old self or like what you known when you were growing up or like what you seen this person or that person do. Like it's okay to be, not saying that people aren't individuals, but it's okay to be an individual.
And I think that's also important to surround yourself with like minded individuals, like not yes men, but like minded individuals because your friends are also a product of you. You're a product of your environment.
You are
So
who you
then if
with.
yeah, so it's like if I'm surrounding myself with somebody that I can't talk to, talk politics, talk religion, talk whatever with, then unfortunately, like you're not my person because everybody knows like I'm super faith based, and I put it on my all my profiles. I'm a faith based millennial mom, so most of my topics are about my kids, about God, about religion.
Right.
Now, if I talk to somebody and they can't relate on anything, then you're an outside friend. Like, you got those
Oh
friends
yeah,
that you can
not
go
for sure.
outside with and have fun with, but there's no substance to that friendship. And that's not wrong, but it's putting you in that specific pocket, and I need you to stay where you're at. Like, ladies, you know that when a guy tries to talk to you and he tries to walk up them stairs from the friendship zone that you placed him in, you be like, baby, you were not invited here. There was no invitation. Please walk back down. That's what you got to do with some of your friends. Like, stay in the zone that you're in because that's where you're at. And if there's no evolution to it, then you're there until I decide that I'm done with that box.
But then also, I feel like to then go off of what you just said, right? Yes, don't I feel like you can't also like you for example, we'll use you. You have different friend groups.
I do. Hmm.
I feel like like most people have different friend groups. I feel like where we mess up is where we try to intervene and interlock friend groups. Like
Make the collaboration,
yeah,
intertwine it.
and I
Yeah.
think that's also where we mess up because now like you might have a nerd friend group where all y'all is just like nerded out on one thing, or you might have like me. I got friends that I play the game with, strictly play the game with. I don't really talk to them outside of gaming.
Hmm.
But when we gaming, them my guys. You act like we act we you would think that we talk every day.
Yeah.
I got people whom, most of my friends are like family.
Yeah.
But
Most
then
mine too.
also with that being said, I don't like interlock all of my personal family ship, friendship relationships with the other because they not it's not always the same. Like I don't think it'll mesh, right? And I think that's what people fail to do. Like some people you can't some I feel like you can talk to all your friends, but you can't it's very surface level, right?
Hmm.
And can you then have meaningful, deep conversations with these people? Yes. But to walk into the situation with the same attitude or mindset that you would walk into the group of friends where y'all sit and y'all talk about these topics for hours
Hmm.
and thinking you're going to receive the same type of like response and or treatment is where
Yeah.
people mess up. And then now they kind of just put like a basketball because you have false expectations, which
Hmm.
then goes into the next thing when we are building these generational traditions and trying to break these generational curses. Don't have high, I feel like people shouldn't have high expectations because, like anything good, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And I think that's where myself included, where we fuck up because it's just like, no, I want this to happen. I think it should be like this.
A
Like,
timeline. People will operate on a timeline and they think that like at a certain age I should have acquired this. At a certain age I should have this. At a certain age I should obtain this. But life doesn't work on a timeline. Like literally, I think Oprah said it. Oprah was like, she didn't even get her big break until she was 40. Tyler Perry didn't come out until he was 45. Like people didn't start making the moves or having the name until they reached a certain level, and that didn't happen at a certain age and made a certain level. So we can't put or prioritize timelines into factors. Like I'm 38 and I'm just graduating college. Like I'll be 39 when I'm pursuing a master's degree. Like so things don't happen on a certain timeline. And I remember when I was 30 and I was just like, if I don't have a second baby by 30, then I'm not having one. And God God did a gotcha. But like I was just I was in the headspace of I need to be married. I need to buy a house. I need to have a baby. I need to do this. I need to do that. And it was just like, yeah, it didn't happen like that. But I think that's the problem, especially, and I'm gonna say in my generation, like we worked on a timeline or was so focused on the timeline, and then it was like, all right, this isn't happening the way I want it to happen. Let me move in a different direction. Now, some of my friends are married and just now having babies. Like my
right.
friends are having babies at 40, and it was just like,
That's a little
oh,
too
you
late.
too old.
It's too late. Yeah. But also, I mean, hey, like, do what you can handle, right? Like, and that's just with everything.
Well, no, no, I'm not saying that they're too old. I'm saying society makes them think that they're too old, but they
Oh
are
yeah.
they're solidified because like I was 25 having my first child. Again, not solidified in a career, living with my parents. I think I didn't even have a car at that time. Um, I think I got a car when I was pregnant. Like, but I love the way that some of my friends went about it in this new day and age where they are having children in their marriage, like no children out of wedlock. They are solidifying their careers. Their savings account and checking account looks the way they want before they even introduce a child because they know
For
what
sure.
all comes with it. So when society is telling them, oh, you did this wrong. No, baby, I did this right. I did it differently than my parents and my grandparents
I did it
because,
the way exactly the way I intended to do it, right?
yeah,
I just feel
yeah,
like you said, like when it comes back to timeline, and I think just like once again, like it's passed down because like we grow up and we see, certain people that got it, right?
yeah,
Like right now, I think what's big, right, for the generation under us is streaming, right? Because somebody decided to sit in front of a computer screen and now that's just the way they think life is supposed to go. Well, this person is 16 and they made boom, boom, boom. I want to, if I start streaming now, by the time I get to 16, I have this much. And it's
hmm
just like, sometimes it doesn't happen like that, very timeline based. Like, cause even, just us growing up, just think about how many times you heard, what do you want to be when you grow up? By the
hmm
time you're this particular age, what do you want to accomplish, right? So now we equate being grown up to that specific age that they then just asked, which might be 25, right? Because
yeah,
timeline tells you you graduate high school at what, 17,
18.
18.
hmm
4 years from that, 23,
About
24,
22. hmm
22, 23, 23, 24, you should be graduating. And what do also people tell you? Yeah, people with good jobs get degrees. So now I chose
Yeah.
a 4 year college, right? Because it's all timeline based, right? Everything that we've ever had was structured by time, right? School, uh, church,
And
the
then the
program.
economy, and then the economy put a big aha at you because half of these kids who's graduating with these degrees aren't even working in their field, can't find jobs in their field. So now
Exactly.
they're taking whatever type of job they can take, stack onto student loans that they can't afford. And it's
Because
just
the
like,
job don't fit the job don't fit the bill, don't match the bill.
yeah,
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 it's a lot, but we always was raised on timeline, so it just makes
yeah,
sense how here we are, just living our life by timeline. Well, if I got this job, like down to the science of everything, like everything is timeline based. If I want to do this, I know I need to save this much money by this time, and I'll be able to go do this,
yeah,
right? It's just all timeline based. We grew up like that, and then now we equate being grown to a certain age, and when we don't accomplish these certain things, right now we feel like we failed or whatever the case may be. When in reality, I feel like us being it, like, have to teach the next couple people that we don't know the time or the place or when it's going to spark, when it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think what'll really need to happen is just like, which it'll be very very hard to do, but everybody just got to come together and just understand like how it was is not how it's going to be.
yeah.
How it always was
But
is
that's
not.
like having complete conversations. And I think it's also kind of incorporating some of the learned behaviors that we shed away from, like men stepping up and helping kids tie ties, or people teaching financial literacy in school. Like I learned to balance a checkbook in school. Now they not teaching that in school. They don't teach cursive in school. How you don't teach cursive? How kids gonna learn how to sign their names? Like sometimes we try to run away and change the past, but we're taking away some of those primary benefits that the past taught
Core
us.
benefits. Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
But then now it goes back to just it goes from just it's like a control thing, right? I mean, just like everything, when it comes down to it, like somebody has to be in control. When I give you too much power, then what happened? I gotta cut the supply off. Just like that's like parenting. Like it sounds crazy, but how I think about it is like parenting. If I give you this, if I give you an inch, you're gonna take a mile.
yeah,
I gotta stop you at some point before you get to that mile. Because once you get to that mile, you're gonna see how good it is. So I gotta bring you back down. And that's just what I think that's just what it is when it comes down to certain things like that. Because if we are talking about, breaking certain things or creating certain breaking certain curses or creating certain traditions, it does go with maybe we do have to get that mind so they can see how good it get.
Yeah.
Like that might be the new tradition. I'll let you do it to the full extent, but if you're gonna be all in, you got to be all in. If you're not gonna be in, I can't let you do it. I think that's just what it is though. Like it's kind of hard though because now we also live in a generation where the attention span is so short.
Because everybody got ADHD
Cause you can't,
undiagnosed.
yeah, and you can't change someone's perspective in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, especially like, and it's not funny, but like literally everybody's attention span differs in the way that children are now being diagnosed with like autism and ADHD and ADD, and then collaboration of ADD and ADHD. It's like, oh, maybe I have a little bit of that. Cause so I seen, sorry, kind of off topic, but like I seen this TikTok and I saw it and my friend sent it to me. It was a TikTok of this guy praying. And then as he was praying, he was like, my ADHD kicked in because I'm sitting here praying like, Lord, just help me out. I just need to know a difference. And he's like, but the difference is in our mind. Like, just start singing. Like,
yeah,
but that's how prayer be working sometimes when your ADHD kick in. You try and change topics. You're like, did I take that roast out the kitchen? But God, thank you for the food. But did I close the door? Like,
yeah, yeah,
no,
for sure, for sure.
hilarious.
I mean, nah, I think that's just normal. I think that's just normal, like normality of life. Um, I mean, cause I do the same thing too. I
Because
go
you got
pray,
undiagnosed ADHD.
but also, but I think I just talk to God like I talk to y'all.
Oh, I definitely do. He's the
Like for
homie.
real, like when I like
He's
when
the
I
homie.
pray, like so I ain't even give you the update. So update close on the house very soon. You know what I mean? Shout out to my
You're
real
realtor.
estate agent and mortgage loan officer. But literally, like what happened was, we went to go look at houses, and this last house, I was just like, this is it. This is the one. Like, this is it. Everything I needed, everything I wanted, space, opportunity to host, big ass backyard, like everything. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Christmas 2026, back in Texas. You feel me? Like, you feel me? So, boom. So she was like, fingers crossed, you better pray. I said, no, no, she didn't. Jada didn't even say that. I said, wait, hold up. We pulled off. We maybe like a house down. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, like let me out real quick. And I went outside. I said, let me take a picture. I took a picture, and I was just like, hey God, hey, I know you hear me. Hey, appreciate you for what you about to do. Love you, big dog. All right. Amen. Boom, got back in the car, right? I just feel like that's how but we also was learned that you gotta, God, we come to you as humble as we know how, just say thank you and da 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 da, blah, 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 blah. This long drawn out, my children, and children,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I
So
plead the
now,
blood of the Lamb.
yeah, you feel me? So even with that, like, just like growing up, like everything is, I feel like you have to change with the times in order to break the generational curses, but also,
I agree.
like, but in retrospect, you still have to have your mind on, like, don't forget where you came from
Yeah.
because some of the stuff that
'Cause it was
worked.
those prayers that saved you. It was those prayers
Yeah,
that saved you. Like them
but even
long drawn
yeah,
out
yeah,
prayers.
you
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying. But even like just the way certain things happen, like you said, the silent treatment. I'm used to that. Sometimes this shit work. Like, but
Yeah.
now moving forward, you are gonna have to do things differently. We talk about communication being very big. Hey, I'm gonna still take my 5 minutes, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna communicate that. Hey, listen, just give me some time. We can have this conversation when we done. Is that still doing the same thing, right? Because we can't break what had already been built. We can
Yeah.
destroy it, but with everything, then now you just going on to, without a foundation, you have nothing. So we have a solid foundation on which we can stand. But now
Right.
with that foundation, if we do choose to destroy the house that's on top of that foundation and build a bigger house or a better house or a different floor plan, we still have that foundation, right? So we can definitely change moving forward, but we can't forget where we came from. And I think that's just the bigger part. Because like you
I
said,
think
it
it's
is. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think that it's not necessarily moving away from them. some of the things that we were raised on, but it's adapting it. Like literally how you said you pray to God and it's a conversation because God's your friend. God literally said he's your father. He didn't say that he was this big high up God that he can't talk to him. You need to come with him with all these things first. He
Right.
said, come as you are. So therefore, I can talk to him like he's my friend because I'm coming as I am. Now, did those prayers that our grandmother and our parents prayed over us help us? Absolutely. They sustained us until we was able to walk on our own 2 feet. But now that we are, we're able to establish a different relationship with God and one that is beneficial for who we are at this moment. Now, maybe sometimes when I'm in my journal and I'm praying to God, I might, God, I plead the blood of Jesus. I ask that I declare and decree. I do all the things. And I may even put a scripture out there because, yes, that's a learned behavior, but that's also who I am.
Right.
But even in understanding that, that's how I approach multiple things. I don't like one of the things I commend about you is not leaving that house before you prayed over it because if it be God's will and if He wants it aligned for you, then it's going to be aligned for you. I do that
Yes,
at work.
sir.
God, while I'm looking for these jobs and alignment with my degree and alignment with the salary I want and in alignment with who I am right now. God, I pray that if it's mine, then it's going to be meant for me. If I don't hear anything back, then I release it to whoever it was meant for. So we learn to pray. I think it's not necessarily forgetting the path that we walked from, but it's adapting them to who we
Yeah.
are now.
And altering it, you got to alter it too, right? Because and you know, just you can't forget where you came from.
Yeah,
Like it's core, like how people like it's core memory. Like no, it's like core principles, right? Never forget that. I never like some of them beatings I got, like I still think about like, you know what? Maybe I did need that, right? To kind of get me right. I don't remember my last one, but it was my last one for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, cause that was what flipped the switch, or certain conversations of me sometimes not wanting to go to my godmom house to always wanting to go with her, like to just be around her and understand because it wasn't no telling when was the last time I was going to see her,
hmm,
or talk to her, whatever the case may be. And I always made it a mission to talk to her. But before it was like we used to call on the house phone, and I just make it brief, like.
yeah,
But it was a requirement to call her to the point where like I wasn't required to no more because I just wanted to do it.
hmm,
And I think that's also another part of like that's also another way that we are going to break it is because sometimes we just do stuff out of like having to do it instead of
hmm,
wanting to do it. The moment that people want to do something is the moment it no longer it becomes you building something,
yeah,
because now it's not because you're forced to do it. Because most of the time, like the curses, we were forced to do certain shit. That's just how we were forced to learn. We were forced to just walk a certain way, forced to talk a certain way, forced to do this, that, and the third. When we want to do certain things like manners, I think manners is just like manners to get you far.
yeah, yeah,
Manners will get you to that table that you didn't even know was there or was accessible to you, right? But growing up, like yes, ma'am, yes, sir, like that was like a chore to us. Like nobody wanted to do that. That just sounds
and
like so
putting
like
handles on everything. Yep.
yeah,
Hmm.
like why are we doing this? But now it's just like you never know what room it's gonna get you into, and granted, once again, it's going back to where you came from. Like your roots are definitely like take you places as long as you know how to use them and utilize them. And I think that's just the bigger part because what, funny enough, what can be deemed a curse could also be deemed a blessing.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why.
I see that now, like, and I tell my kids like, you put handles on everything, like, even with like our older cousins, you called your
Yeah,
older cousin like aunt or whatever, even though that's your older cousin, and it's simply because it's a respect factor. You're not about to call no 30-year-old woman
cousin.
Gracie, like, you ain't about to
Yeah.
do that. So
But
like
even if you
even
say like cousin Gracie, like it's still respect
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
So even like when I started working and I ended up having like assistants and things like that, my assistants were older than me. So I'm still like, hey, good morning, Miss Such and Such. How you doing today? And he's like, oh, please call me Amy. Nah, nah, nah. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I wasn't raised that way. My mom won't even let me just call you
Right.
Amy.
I'm gonna add a miss to that, like
Yeah.
Miss Amy.
Yeah,
I,
but I
I
agree.
get
It's
that.
like those mannerisms and that learned behavior that is going to put your name in rooms that you haven't even walked into. So once you walk into it, your character is going to speak for itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I just think that's important, man. We just gotta, I don't necessarily require, Jeremiah to sir and or ma'am, but just be respectful. Somebody say like talking to you, like giving me attention, like just important shit. But also like that, like I can only imagine how our kids will be parents. Like
Yeah.
what that would look like. You know what I'm saying? Because like all of my dad's kids, how we are parent is by far way different than how he was a parent. You know what I'm saying? So now
Hmm.
I wonder how he look at us and be like, damn, like your parenting style is completely different. Like
Yeah.
he may have one that's kind of similar to him. Maybe
Yeah.
have one, but we all like just walking like different like paths than what he did. But if you have a conversation with your parents, be like, I think I did everything right. I'm like, nigga, you
Yeah.
whooped my ass with an extension cord. That's right. That never happened, by the way. I just got an extension cord right here. That never happened. I never got beat with an extension cord. Allegedly. No, I never got beat with an
Allegedly.
extension cord. Everything else, but extension cord.
Yeah, I'm lying.
But I think it's important. So now I'm just kind of eager to see how the next generation will carry it.
Yeah, because I think it's hilarious. Like, I tell the kids, you put a handle on things. But Avery will, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and no, ma'am, you damn, especially when he in trouble.
To
He be like,
death.
he be like, no, sir. Yes, sir.
And he said like he know he in trouble because he I don't know what's wrong with Avery. He because he'll talk too much until it's time to talk. Then he won't talk.
Mm-hmm.
He always like yes,
Yeah. Yes.
no,
Or he be
oh
like,
no.
yes, God, Dad. No, Mom.
I'm like yo, Avery, what you want to eat? Oh no. You mean you was just up there talking a mile a minute? Now you
Yeah.
don't want to say nothing,
Yeah, that boy
right? But
hilarious.
also like even with that, right? Like I'm not gonna say we trauma gave my man trauma, but like younger is just like when he did something like because when you in trouble, you want to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I don't even think they do get in trouble. Don't get me wrong, but like their trouble, like our trouble, we was in trouble. Their trouble is like a talking. And now they
Yeah.
shut down because like they so used to it. But I used to shut down too. I think that's why we never really had. That's why even in growing up, I never really had conversations. I just be like, all right, you got it. Like at every small inconvenience, if you want to argue or whatever the case may be, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna shut down. I'm move around. A couple days later, hey, how you been? Act like nothing happened. But like I don't even
Yeah.
do that now. I'm gonna have a conversation. If I'm wrong, I'm calling. Hey, listen, I just want to I just want to take accountability for what I may have did or what I didn't do or what I did do. Blah blah blah. Whatever whatever whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
like
Come on, accountability.
you didn't. Yeah, heavy on accountability. Heavy. It's important. I think accountability is important
Yeah.
until you start putting fingers.
Oh my God.
That's the
All
worst.
right.
We'll talk
Well, let's
about
go ahead and end it here.
we'll talk about that later because that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Pointing finger count. Ooh, that
Boy.
part we can talk about it now.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That wasn't no shade to you or nothing. I'm just saying.
Mm-mm. I know it wasn't.
I'm just just in case. Okay, a
No.
hit dog gonna holler sometimes.
Yo.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
Oh my
Well,
God.
what's your last words for us? What's some advice you would give your younger self? This is my ending question. What's some advice you would give your younger self, letting them know, like, look, you have generational curses that you are gonna have to break. What's that advice on how to like break or how to maintain deal with it?
So the advice I would give my younger self is don't be so quick.
Her shit went on.
Can you hear me now?
Don't be so quick to what? Who
Run
calls you?
away from the.
Huh? D and
It was.
D, huh?
It was. That's why I think people keep. You know how if somebody calls you and it goes immediately to
Uh-uh.
email, voicemail, they call you again. Because I'm that person. That's how I
Uh-uh.
know people get through on my D and D. But
Uh-uh.
anywho, But anywho, um, to my younger self, I would say don't be so quick to run away from some of the qualities that was instilled in you. You can definitely change them, alter them. But some of those things that made you who you are going to be beneficial to your parenting and making your children who they are.
Mm,
But also aligning yourself with some new qualities and
mm.
some new lessons are also going to be beneficial in your parenting.
Okay, I'm here for it. I
All
think
right, what
my
about you?
I think my advice would be, I would say to my younger self, um, continue to write the chapters, um,
Oh, come on. Okay.
without erasing the chapters behind you, because fundamentally, everything has a foundation, and um, you know, you still have those old chapters to look back on, but
Hmm.
from your start, you have so much to write. So I would definitely tell myself, the chapters, rewrite or write your chapters, write your own chapters,
Yeah.
and don't forget what's behind you, because the moment you forget that, you're not going to know how to maneuver and move forward. It's my little advice to my younger self.
Right.
I really do be chatting, huh? I really
The
do got it, huh? I really,
gift of gab.
I
You as
really
well.
do got it for sure. What you got going on? What's next for you?
Homework, baby. It's Sunday.
About
And
to get that.
hopefully the state closes and I ain't gotta work tomorrow.
Man, I ain't
Because
got work.
otherwise I'll be
I ain't
working
got
from
work
home.
tomorrow. Shit, it's a little ice on the ground. They say we shutting down. I said I ain't gotta go back to work till Wednesday. Look at God.
Oh my God.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, too. A 4-day weekend. Give me that. Give me that.
Lucky.
Give
Yeah.
that.
It's
Shit.
still snowing here, so they ain't
Hopefully it
closed
snow
yet,
again,
but
and they close for the rest of the week. Shit. Fuck that, boy. What's next for me? Honestly, bro, I'm just counting down the days till closing. What's today? Got like a month, 30 days, 29 days. I'm so closing.
I can't wait to come sleep on your guest room bed.
Which one? You pick one, the left or the right?
Ooh. Ooh.
It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So hear me out. So like I'm gonna tell you. So this is the plan, right? So I'm utilizing every room. Every room will be a room. In my
Okay.
garage, because I don't want to park in the garage, the garage will be like
Studio.
my studio. So like how my living room is set up, like on the back, like when the garage door open, that very back wall,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be like where the TV is. Then I'm gonna have like another living room set up. That way, if play games and my dad smoke. So if he want to go smoke a cigarette, if he don't want to go smoke out in the backyard because there's a lot of room, smoke in the garage. Open it though, open it, vent it.
Yeah.
But just another little area where people can commune and chill. But I'm gonna also have like gym equipment and stuff like that. I'm gonna send you the link. I'll send you the link so you can see.
Okay.
That's all I have for you. What's your socials?
Um, Adrian underscore Devon, I believe on everything. It's Adrian underscore Devon. That is who I am. So follow
I
me.
am No Way Productions _. I am Jose,
I am Adrian Devon,
and thank you
and
for
this
coming
is a
to
safe space.